Hey guys, welcome back to Faith Talk. The story that I wanted to share was something that happened earlier in March this year. This was a story about when I was with my mom at her house, and we had an argument about something really stupid, and basically the argument ended up where I left the house upset with her, and I kind of just walked out on her, and I didn't really feel like talking to her. I didn't even tell her I love you or anything like that, because that's how upset I was. And so for the next 2 to 3 weeks, I didn't talk to her because I had this subtle kind of bitterness, because I felt like what we argued about, I was right and she was wrong, and that's all that mattered to me at the time. Obviously, I know what God says, what the Bible says about forgiveness. So because I didn't want God to be mad at me, I just told him, I forgive her, God, but I just don't want to talk to her. And I thought, just by saying that, that would be fine, God would understand, and that kind of would, free me from any, issues with God. And I remember this bill, this really high expense was coming up that I needed to pay that month. I honestly, I didn't have the money to pay it, and I was getting really concerned about paying that bill. And so during this time I was fasting too and praying as usual. And I was telling God, I really need your help to pay this bill. I don't know how you're gonna do it, but I need you to do something. And I kept asking God, help me. I need help. And during that time of fasting, I think maybe the 2nd or 3rd day of March, I got a dream. And in the dream, there's a line of people in this room. And I see my parents in the line, and I walk up to them, and it's I could tell we were kind of talking to each other in a positive way. It was almost like we were reconciling or something. I was just talking to them as if there was no malice between us, basically. And the dream ended, basically. It was really quick. And from that, I knew that the Lord was asking me to forgive my parents, particularly my mom, and to not be upset with her. And I knew exactly what that dream meant. There was no, trying to twist it or, trying to decode what it meant. It was really clear and really obvious. But I ignored it because I knew what God was telling me to do, but I didn't care. I was I have the right to be angry, and even if God thinks I'm in the wrong, or not even in the wrong way, even if he thinks that I shouldn't hold on to it, I don't care, because I'm in my feelings. And as you can imagine, things got worse financially. I really couldn't pay this thing, and nothing else was happening, and I was getting really concerned, because I was I need to pay this, or stuff is gonna go bad for me. And so literally the day before the payment was due, I kept saying, God, I need your help, and he kept saying, call your mom. And I was no, I'm not gonna do that. So he continued to break me down until literally the night before. I was okay, I'm gonna call her. So I call my mom, and I jokingly say, okay, I forgive you. And she laughs, and she's what are you talking about? It's your fault. But I think God was okay, that's good enough. So we joked about it, and me and my mom, we talk a lot, so it's not a big deal. But we talked for a while, and everything was fine. And literally the morning that I woke up, I checked my bank account, and the money was there. Money that I wasn't even expecting to come, maybe for another week or so, was in my bank account, and I was able to pay the bill. So the thing is, a lot of times, there's a lot of verses in the Bible that talk about forgiveness, right? And a lot of times we think forgiveness is about giving our power away to the other person that doesn't deserve it, but really it's for you. And because the reason why it's for you is because when you don't forgive, it really not only continues to fester bitterness and hatred in your heart towards that person, that which really only affects you and not the other person that you felt like wronged you, but it also can hinder or halt things spiritually for happening for you. So in this instance, like, I was praying, but my prayers weren't being answered because of unforgiveness, because I wasn't willing to let go of something, or because I was holding on to something. Certain things couldn't be released to me that I was asking God for. So a lot of times unforgiveness can keep us in a jail. Unforgiveness can keep us stuck, and we don't even realize. That's not only in finances, that can literally be in any area of your life. And what I kind of heard God saying to me during this time was, it wasn't even about me being right, because I still think I was right. But the problem is God was saying, I care more about your right standing than you being right. I care more about your relationship with your parents. I care about, the relationship that you have with people more than you being right in an argument. I don't care about you being right in an argument. I care that you're in right standing, which is a lot more important, because when you're in right standing with people, your relationship to God, is better, right? And so that was a pretty tough and interesting lesson to learn earlier this year. But I just encourage you to, take a good look at your own life, self-reflect, search your own heart, and make sure that a lot of times when you're asking the Lord for something, sometimes ask yourself, is there anything that I'm doing or anything that I'm holding on to that's causing